Look at all the light coming into my living room. Do you think a projector can be seen in these horrible light conditions? Stick around to find out. Enter and let's start. Digital greetings to all. I am the electronic engineer Javier Guerrero, and today I will do a versus between the Wanbo projectors that I have reviewed in this channel and explain some issues that were pending in previous videos. Many people want to buy a projector, but because there are so many brands, models, and projection technology, they are not clear. So if you are new here, I invite you to subscribe and watch my projector videos where I open them and explain them and detail its technology. Specifically, to choose a projector, unfortunately, the first condition is your budget. Thousands ask me for a recommendation of a projector that has this, and this other, but that does not exceed $100. Impossible. A projector with all that you want is not cheap. The four most important features that affect the price of a projector are the light brightness, which can be low, medium high, or powerful. The device that generates this light, which can be a LED, a mercury vapor lamp, or a laser. The resolution of the images, which can be VGA, SD, HD, Full HD, or 4 Kelvin. And the projection technology, which can be LCD, 3LCD, or DLP. If you add to this the prestige of the brand, there will be hundreds of combinations for the price of a projector. And that's why I don't make personalized recommendations, because no YouTuber knows your budget or your preferences and doesn't know which of these is your perfect combination. Recommending you would be lying to you. It is you who, of all those options, must select the one that you can afford so as not to waste your money. A projector with more than 500 ANSI lumens and Full HD averages $300 or more. If you want it with more brightness, let's say about 1000 ANSI lumens and also with DLP technology, it averages about $600. But if you also want it to be in 4 Kelvin resolution, get ready to pay about $1,000 for such a projector, like the great Fengmi V10. That's right, friends, a projector with good specifications is not cheap, and that is why most choose a mid-range only, because they are a good balance between quality and price. As an example of the mid-range, I have reviewed the Wanbo family of compact projector, and it is not that they are the best, but they are very popular because they have several models at affordable price ranging from $150 to $350. Basically, these are the specifications and differences between the Wanbo projector models that I have reviewed. Take a break and review these specifications carefully if you are interested in buying one. Here, what really changes the price of each projector model is the brightness power, the processor, the RAM memory, and its improved focus and correction functions. As you know, I disassemble my projectors to investigate how they are built, but in my previous video of the Wanbo T6 Max I did not, because the video was a bit long. So, to vindicate myself to my subscriber, today I'm going to autopsy this projector, and it might be the first time a Wanbo T6 Max has been shown inside on YouTube. First, I will take a piece of cotton with a cardboard disc to cover and protect the lens. Since to disassemble this Wanbo T6 Max I must start by removing this front cover that is strongly glued. When removing it, we find two screws that are the ones that keep the box closed. This hole where a camera of the T6 Max Plus model goes with autofocus and the infrared sensor. From here it is easier, since you only have to remove 2 screws from the front and 2 from the bottom, and with some hard plastic levers, just manipulate the cover until it is completely removed. And this is what the Wanbo T6 Max looks like inside, with its big fan to suck in and blow out the hot air, its 5 cm glass lens, and what you see here is a small motor for the electronic focus. In addition, its Wi-Fi antenna and its infrared receiver. It took me several minutes to figure out how to remove the block, until I observed that these side strap locks are screws that fasten the internal block to the external case, and only by removing them was I able to remove the block from the Wanbo T6 Max. And this is the block of technology that integrates the Wanbo T6 Max. Very heavy, since part of the black box that integrates the optics is made of metal, but you also feel good quality and robustness of the materials. This is the first Wanbo projector that, in addition to its control board that is above, integrates a second electronic board at the back, specifically for powering the projector, and above all to supply the energy required by the power LED, since this projector consumes 95 watts. Here you can also see the acoustic box with the two speakers of 5 watts each and this hole that acts as a reflex tube or base outlet. And in the lower part, well concealed, is the power LED, which is the one that generates all the brightness of the light from this projector, and for this reason, to cool it, it is coupled with 3 copper tubes to its heat radiator. I will go further and remove the main board to check the electronics, chips and processor. And indeed the processor is an ALIEXPRESS T972, which is one of the best image processors from ALIEXPRESS for this Wanbo T6 Max to have smooth and stable operation. Note that I have only disassembled the projector, but I have not touched the closed optics that are guaranteed with this seal, and that should not be opened so as not to contaminate the interior. As you have seen, the Wanbo T6 Max is compact, robust and with sealed optics like its other smaller brothers, and according to its materials and construction, the price seems fair to me. The Wanbo T6 Max is a good projector, but as you know, nothing is eternal or infallible. With a use of about 4 hours a day in a ventilated environment, it should not have any problems, and you should be able to enjoy it for many years. If it later suffers a failure, thanks to this video you will already know how to disarm it and try to repair it. The specifications of these projectors make their projection quality slightly different, and that's why I compared them in real time on my big white screen that I showed you how I built it in a previous video. Note that the 3 projectors are on, but you can't see anything in any of them because my room is completely illuminated and almost completely obscures them. It is necessary to put the room in dim light to start seeing the projection, and that is why I tell you that these projectors are not for very bright environment. If you buy a Wanbo projector, it is because you are aware that you will use it in a semi-dark environment in order to enjoy it. Also, keep in mind that in all my comparisons, I try to be as fair as possible so as not to alter the results or your choice. Here you can see the performance of 3 of the Wanbo models. Too bad I recently sold my Wanbo T2 Max. It would have been great to compare here to complete the series, but no way. Notice that my room is not completely dark yet, and you can tell that because you can still see the back of the projectors. But despite being in dim light, we can observe a good projection fluidity, and the fundamental difference between these projectors, which is definitely the brightness of each model. If I completely turn off my room, this will be the best quality with which you can project and see with these projectors. The resolution of all of them is full HD, and it is good up to projections of about 100 inches. Above 150 inches I do not recommend it because they begin to lose sharpness, especially the models with less brightness. It is not that they are specifically for video games, but of course you can use them with consoles like the PlayStation 4 or 5. But knowing that at most you will play in full HD, and not in 4 Kelvin, I have tried it and the experience is quite good. I don't want you to think that my goal is to make you buy a Wanbo projector. I'm just showing you the performance of each of their models, because I have them available, and I think it's a good idea for you to see this before buying one. I personally would not buy a Wanbo projector for my use, and not because they are bad, but because I am a little more demanding with my tastes, and I can give myself a more expensive projector. But if your budget is limited, you could well choose any of these 3 models and you will be fine. These images are the clear difference between 350, 450 and 550 ANSI lumens, and they are also the important price difference. $150, $200 and $300 average for each model to date. And that is why I always say more brightness costs. But it costs not only for the projector, but also for the current consumption, since a brighter projector will always consume more, and you must take this into account in your electricity bill. Although it is also true that these projectors consume much less than a standard 60 inches smart TV that is around 150 watts. This is an honest real-time versus, since the 3 projectors are LCD type, and I hope these images help you see the differences between one model and another. You know that the important thing on my channel is that you inform yourself before buying my brother, and that is why I am also going to do a technical measurement of light brightness to these projectors with my specialized lux meter. Now I will project a white surface, that is when these projectors can generate their maximum brightness power to measure them, although I will also place them in a straight line so as not to create suspicion. And these are the values that my lux meter measured. And as you can see, the numbers don't lie. You can even see the background get wider as the brightness increases on each projector. But do not despair of a Wanbo, my brother, because in my next video we are going to see the new LCD projector from the Mekul brand. Its new Full HD Mekul KP1 projector. Look how beautiful it is. Do not miss it, because with its 700 ANSI lumens, it wants to eat all the Wanbo. So this weekend pay attention to this new review where I am going to put it face to face with the Wanbo T6 Max, and that will be great. I already made it clear that these projectors are for use in semi-dark environments, but many people want one to use in their exhibitions or to teach classes, and they want me to try it in the worst of conditions. And my living room during the day is the champion when it comes to the worst projection conditions. If not, look at all the light that enters through my doors and windows at about 1 in the afternoon. There is so much ambient light that even without turning on anything, the brightness of the light that enters is an incredible 370 lux, which is more or less what a 500 ANSI lumens projector illuminates, which is why any projector is opaque in my living room during the day. This projector is already working, and you can't see anything, so I have to improvise some curtains to reduce the ambient light and you can see something. If I now measure the ambient light, I get about 41 lux of light pollution, thanks to the fact that I have put this pair of spawners. It is not ideal, but if your rooms have this light, then you can see more or less with a 200 ANSI lumens projector, like this Blitzwolf V2. But as soon as I remove the spawns, the projection disappears completely. In the case of the Wanbo T4 projector of 450 ANSI lumens, the projection is not good in my room during the day either. Although it is brighter than the previous one, it is not enough and it will not work for exposures in full light. Finally, with the Wanbo T6 Max, I tried it on my gray screen to see if it would improve, and in broad daylight it looks like this. I will put my improvised curtains back, and this is the quality of the projection you will get. I wouldn't say it's all bad. Remember that a lot of ambient light enters my room and I live in a region where sunlight is high. But I don't think these are the same light conditions as your room during the day. If your room is darker, a Wanbo T6 Max there will look much better. So this projector might work for teaching, as long as you can block out ambient light with blackout curtains in your classroom and get better darkness than I'm getting. The Wanbo T6 Max of 550 ANSI lumens has better brightness. Even if I remove the curtains, it still shows its projection. Poor, but at least it can be seen. And already being 6 in the afternoon when the strong sun has gone down, my room is already in better projection conditions. That's why with the Wanbo T4 now it looks like this, much better, right? If you have this level of daylight in your living room, then you can use one of these projectors and see normally. And if you want your projection to sound like a real cinema, then you need 2 Tronsmart T7 speakers like mine, which have just arrived, and this is a small preview of their review that I will give you in a few days. I designed this screen to use it as a real home theater. That's why I put these little legs on each side, because I had already planned to put 2 Bluetooth speakers of 30 watts each. And if you like to watch movies or football matches with good 360 sound, this is an excellent option. The best thing is that I only need to connect one single speaker via Bluetooth, since Tronsmart's TuneCon technology synchronizes both speakers, distributing the audio between the two and sounding in a true stereo system, more or less like this. In previous videos I told you that my gray screen is unidirectional. That is, it reflects the light from a projector forward, and that is why it looks very good if you are in front of it. A subscriber asked me what happens when we project at an angle. When moving the projector, it is observed that part of the reflected brightness is lost, and that is how the images are seen. It's not bad, but of course it's not the same as when the projector is in front of the screen, since in that position the fabric manages to reflect the light towards the audience. The use of a gray fabric is a matter of taste, and here everyone has their preferences. This is the Wanbo series, although I still have to review the new Wanbo T6R Max with 650 ANSI lumens, and that I will soon bring to the channel. But if you ask me, none of them are for me. My dream projector must have 3 important features. It must be 4 Kelvin. It must have more than 25 OANSI lumens, and it must be of the DLP type. Those are my requirements. I'm not interested if it has good RAM, if it's Android, if it has Wi-Fi, none of that, because I'll use it with my TV stick. Do not pay for resources that you will not use. You have to be more efficient to spend, and that is why I do many tests in my reviews, and they are educational, so that you can compare and choose what you really need and not be surprised. Thanks for getting here. If you are new, please support me by subscribing to my channel and turning on the notification bell. You already know me. I'm your friend Javier Guerrero, and I bring understandable technology topics. Help me, and let's democratize technology. Until the next video.